You guys are rolling.
All right.
You're rolling.
You're rolling.
Where's your microphone,
We see him
God?
hating too.
It's right here.
Okay, good. Making sure. We don't want to lose that.
God is here.
Do we sound
Thank
sick
you.
tonight or
Yeah,
okay?
do we sound?
Do we sound super nasally?
You sound like Lil Nicky.
You don't
God,
sound
that talks like
bad.
this.
I'm
You don't
listening.
sound your greatest.
Okay.
Hey, that's honest
That's
feedback.
very nice of you.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello and welcome to the Dead Wrath and Beyond podcast. My name is Matt,
I'm Sarah.
I'm Tara.
and tonight we're having a special episode. We had the pleasure of visiting Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, and we got a chance to see all the attractions and the mazes. And we just wanted to share our opinion and give some grades on some things. Unfortunately, the only thing we didn't get a chance to do was visit the food areas. We were kind of on a time restriction on some things because there's a lot to do, especially this year.
It was packed too.
It was so packed, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But without further ado, we're going to have the lovely Miss Tara give a rating on explain our rating scale for everything.
All right, so here's what's going to happen. Our grading system is set on 3 things: scare factor, visuals and sound, and relatability to the source material. All right.
/ originality.
First, we're going to cover the scare zones, which hit you immediately as you walk in the park, and I love that. The only downside is when we first walked in, it was still light outside, so I feel like we didn't get the full effect of it was Ghostz, was it?
Ghosts, yeah, with
Ghosts.
a Z. Everything had a Z almost. Ghosts.
Spooky.
Ghosts, in which it was kind of described as ghost-like characters with chainsaws, which was literally what was going on.
Can't get more blunt than that.
I thought there was great detail in them, how they looked and how they acted.
I thought they're all right.
They're just like, to me, they're just like typical, like what you would think when you go to like a Halloween thing.
Felt like if they went to Spirit Halloween, picked up a couple costumes, and that was it. Which, I mean, I wasn't really scared by them either, and
They were really cool looking. I thought it was a great way to like get you going for the start of the park. That's for sure.
yeah, a good intro.
Yes.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a chainsaw. Chainsaws just...
Oh yeah, Chainsaw is a classic.
Yeah.
Scare factor, we're doing out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say
How many bones would you give it?
scare factor. I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 5 to be honest.
On a personal level, I'm gonna give it 2.
Okay. I was going to feel bad because I was going to give it a 4, but...
Oh,
Yeah.
I just
Now I'm
wasn't,
thinking-
I wasn't a huge fan. Like when we first walked in, I was like, yeah, this is like typical.
Well, we
It's
were
like,
waiting in line for our lanyards. You're literally just standing in the middle of the scare zone.
Man, that's
I was-
fine.
Yeah, I honestly, I'll probably give it a 3 at this point. Like knowing, like thinking about it and talking about it more. The chainsaws were cool, but chainsaws don't rescue a bad theme.
For Ghosts, just for that, that's a 3.3. Okay, and then we have visuals and sound. Visuals and sound, obviously,
Sound
you hear the
was chainsaws.
You hear the chainsaws. You saw what they look like. I mean, even when we passed through that area when it was dark, it was pretty cool, honestly, with the way they were walking through the crowds and stuff like that. I honestly thought it was pretty legit especially like I said, at the end of the night, they kind of got a little bit more.
That
Freeman.
choreographed thing they did the other night was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
It
that.
was.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That was a good visual, I would say.
Absolutely.
I would give it probably a 6, visuals and sound.
Sarah?
I give it like 5.
All right, and like I said, like you said, the little choreograph thing they did at the end and all that, it kind of like bumped it up for me. So I'm giving it a 7.
It wasn't. It was cool looking. It just wasn't scary. Like I was
It was.
expecting them to like.
this is visuals and sound.
I know. I'm just sharing. Like
Oh, okay.
because we're
They
talking
hung out
about
in a
it.
Dance.
I
I give them a 10.
I thought they were gonna do Thriller.
I wish
Dude, if
they
they did
did.
Thriller, it would have been so legit.
So wait, what was your score on the visuals and sound?
Oh, I gave it a I forgot.
You get a 7.
I gave it like a 7 or something like that, but
Okay.
it came out to an 18, so it
Okay.
came out, averaged out
So-
to a 6. All 3 scare zones are an originality. There was nothing. There was no major source material tied to it. So
Truth.
I'm gonna say for originality for that one, I would do a 3 because they had the chainsaws. It was Ghost with chainsaws. Like okay,
Was
fine.
the ballerina part of the ghost?
No, that was in the
Oh, was
toys.
it 'cause
yeah.
That was in this one.
Yeah, she was a good like blend into the
that and the
next
teddy
one.
bear.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
talk
we'll get
about them in a
that.
minute,
Sorry.
guys.
Sorry, I got
Getting
excited.
ahead of
Alright,
yourselves.
so originality,
I give it a 3.
a 3 also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
All right.
I'm gonna be nice and give it a 6. I thought it was pretty cool.
That's gonna be kind.
It was my first time going, and I honestly I loved everything.
I do think it was really cool. I don't think it was like lame or anything.
Just comparatively.
Yeah, just
we'll get there.
meh.
Okay, and that makes it a 4.
So the next scare zone was Toyz.
Toyz.
That one. That was pretty cool.
That one was really cool,
Yeah.
actually.
That was one with the fire, and you can't. Okay,
Big ass bird.
that spot right there. They always have the people on stilts. They always have the fire going. They always have the best music.
Yes.
That has to.
They had a lot of good music going
It's
in
the
that
center
area.
of the park.
did.
So. What was your guys' favorite character? Because they had so many different characters walking around in this section. That's what I loved about it so much.
Ballerina.
I know you like the
She
ballerina.
was pretty tight.
I remember the bear was pretty legit looking.
Yeah.
The bear was
I
extremely
do like the bear.
if you got a good look at that bear was creepy
I did like the
looking.
bear.
He
That's
was scary.
the crow, the giant crow.
I love
Big
that
ass
bird.
That thing was so cool, but
They-
also it freaked me out a little.
Yeah,
I don't lie.
good. It did its
I
job.
don't like birds.
It did its job exactly. So on a scare factor, did you think that place was
Yeah,
scary?
that was scary. That was the first scare I got walking into the park. I have it recorded too, like when we were walking in.
I
But
give it an 8.
You gave it an 8.
I do. I liked that part. It was cool.
I give it an 8. That was good.
I'm giving it an 8 also.
Oh hell yeah!
8. We finally
Look
agreed.
at us.
We're moving up in the world, guys.
Visuals. I think this is
Oh,
10.
10, for sure.
10.
Absolutely.
Actually, you know
Everything.
what? I'm gonna say 9.
9.
I'm gonna give it a 9. 9. I told you.
Oh, you gotta make me do math now.
I am gonna give it a 10. That part
I'm
was
giving it
sick.
10s all around on that. I love the visuals.
I did too.
The visuals were cool.
That's what got me excited. So when we first went through that
Mm-hmm.
1st scare zone, I was excited, but I was like, this is cool. Then
Yeah.
we got to that part, and I was like, oh, this is tight.
I think had they had fog or like people actually hiding inside of things,
Like toy boxes or something like
Yes,
that. Oh
I
my
would've
god, I
been-
probably would
Oh
have crapped.
shit, dude, hell yeah.
dear Universal, take note. Put some actual like props that they can be hiding in and jumping and interacting with. I think that would make it so much better for that center part of the park. But yeah, I mean, fog machines you can't go wrong with either. It just really sets the tone for everything. But like fire's cool. I loved it all, but I needed one more factor in there.
Originality.
Toys are not an original concept altogether.
Honestly, it was all cool and new to me. So
So I
Sounds
give it an
like-
8.
want to give it an 8,
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Sarah?
For originality, I give it a 6.
A 6. All right.
It's not like anything I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of the costumes were very original looking, like the ballerina
She
and
was
the
tight.
bear, the crow. But overall, I gave it an 8 too. And that gives it a 7.3 for that, for originality.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure our next scare zone, I think this was everybody's favorite. If you didn't go directly into that scare zone, when you came out of the Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America maze, you came straight into this area, which I thought was really cool, first of all. It's very big to hit me here for it. All
Is
right,
it worth it?
let me work
Work
it.
it.
Let me put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. All right, so El Terror de las Momias, or Momias, whichever.
Momias? What up,
However, it's
Momio?
I don't mean to be butchering it. I apologize.
We're gonna have to put a disclaimer up that Matt is
Him's white, dude.
yeah.
I is white, yo.
Ketchup is spicy.
Momios. Do you say, how do you, it reminds me of you would say like El Polo Loco. Is that
El
how you
Polo
say
Loco.
it?
No.
Loco.
Shout out to all the Momios, dude.
The place had great, like, Aztec warriors, undead.
Yeah.
There
There
a
was
lot
like
of
ladies walking around.
and there was I don't know what the actual term was, but the dead bride or whatever, like the La Llorona or whatever.
La Llorona.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on white. We can't do this.
I don't. You know what I'm talking about,
La
right?
Llorona.
Yeah, the bride.
She's not a bride, is she? I thought she was just a dead woman.
She is just a dead woman. She's
Oh,
not,
okay.
She's not a bride.
Okay, well, I was saying there was one of those like at the very end. I don't know if
She's
you-
like, folklore for like that area
oh,
of
okay.
the world.
And then the giant skeletons.
She drowned her kids.
Nice lake.
Damn.
Nice Momio.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's a Momio right there, dude.
Oh, we just like lost our Latin audience.
Yeah. With that one, I loved how every like 10 feet, not even 10 feet, every like 5 feet, I felt like there was people like scaring us. Maybe it's because it was a back lot, or not back lot, it was a back alley scare zone. There weren't so many people there to get scared, whereas like the Toyz, there was people constantly walking through it. So maybe we were given more attention in that area, but I loved it. That's what I thought was great.
I thought it was great. I love the costumes, everything, which was visuals, but we'll get to that. But scare factor, what do you give it?
10.
10?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
10. Okay, this is a gimme. It's a 10 all around.
Favorite scare zone of the night.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I thought I was going to be the odd man out with that one, but
No, I thought me
I
and
feel like I was partying with the dead and I liked it.
everything
That's
about
the
it.
title
Like
of Sarah's book.
Like honestly, I was
Party with the
expecting
Dead.
like when we came out, I was like, oh, there's gonna be like cheesy black light effects everywhere and stuff. There was only like no, it wasn't. Everything was like all good colors and bright purples and everything.
The yellows
like,
were
bright dark-
nice.
Yes,
It's like a party.
Yes.
And I
it
liked
did. It did feel like a Day of the Dead type
Like we went to
celebration.
Coco.
And it was cool.
Yeah, that was like a dark version of Coco.
Well, the next category, visuals and sound.
Visuals and sound.
They actually had fog machines.
They had fog machines.
I say they get a 10 for that too.
I'm gonna give them a 10.
I'm giving it a 10 too. I love the lighting and everything.
Yeah, they went all out with that one.
Originality. I think that's another hands down for me. That's the 10 for me.
I'm gonna say 10. No, I'm gonna say 9 because I do feel like the Dia de los Muertos thing is well overdone, but I liked the dead Aztec warriors in there. I thought that was fantastic. So
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Sorry, what?
Mahalo.
actually, I just went to Knott's Berry Farm and they had the Dia de los Muertos thing going on too. And it's like, is every theme park have this going on?
Well, we're in SoCal, so I think it's just kind of like a nice homage thing.
I feel like as of like maybe 8 years ago, something boomed and everyone just started doing Dia de los Muertos every year, every theme park or
Coco.
something.
It's the truth.
Coco came out like 4 years ago, dude.
I don't know.
I love that movie. Made me cry.
It's a good movie. All right, so that covers our areas.
No, we have one more scare zone.
I actually have that in the. I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
And I actually kind of lumped that with the mazes area
Why?
because it was kind of like a walkthrough area.
It was not a maze.
Are
It
we
was
Well, we were
Are
kind of
we
forced to
talking
walk through it.
Death Eaters.
Death Eaters?
Yeah.
I love that.
I treated it as a maze because like we kind of had to walk through it. They kind of guided us and walked us through an area.
I guess so. But they were like out, you know? Like,
It was a very. That's why I actually had a little bit of like when I was like making these categories.
what do you guys think? Do you think it was a maze or do you think it was a scare zone? Because it's not really listed as either one of them.
It isn't, and that was the hard thing because it was just listed as like Death Eaters Encounter, and
Okay.
so I kind of put it with the mazes because we had like just a little mini walkthrough area, even though it was only like
What if we talk about it first and that'll branch us into the mazes? Because it's kind of a hybrid.
the mazes are kind of listed last
Hybrid.
with the because we have entertainment next.
Okay. Then we'll talk about it later.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I just thought for sure it was a scare zone.
No, it was so like I said, like even on the map and all that, it's not even listed as a scare zone. It was like listed with the mazes.
Oh, okay.
So
We'll go with the map.
yeah. Second is entertainment. So just like every other place, there's usually like a show or two. And Universal had a couple this year, and one of them was Purge Dangerous Waters.
Yes.
That was dope.
This
a brand new addition to Halloween Horror Nights, and I think we were all very pleasantly surprised.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
this was great. Like so, just to give a quick rundown, they took the Waterworld experience or stunt show. I can't remember what they call it.
It was a
Water
stunt show.
It was a stunt show?
Yeah.
Okay. So they took the Waterworld stunt show, but instead I thought it was gonna just be like a mask over or whatever.
Yeah. They worked really hard to do this show. And like you said, I thought it was going to be just an overlay. But no, it was fantastic.
It was amazing.
I
They
didn't
did
even
a
know
great
they had all that lighting in that show, you know?
lighting, the blood effects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. I love that.
That was really cool.
I kind of want to flip the script on the rating thing for this
Mm-hmm.
because especially for both of the video for entertainment things. We're gonna change it from a scare factor to an entertainment factor.
Okay.
So on an entertainment factor scale, what would you want to give this?
I'm going to give it a 10 because typically when you go to theme parks and they do the horror events and stuff, you don't have anything like that. Like you go to different places and they have like concerts or stuff like that. You don't have a full stunt show in front of you on the water, like
No.
people getting lit on fire and
I
falling
agree.
a few stories off. Like,
I give that shit a 10.
yeah.
I also give
For
it a
sure.
10. It had a great
It
excitement
was
factor.
very entertaining.
The entire crowd was cheering at the end of that stunt show.
I was sad when it was over.
That was insane how entertaining that was. I was sitting there like, this is great.
What a smart way to utilize all the crowds of people that are coming into the park at that time, because it really did ease the congestion for all the other people, you know?
It was great.
Yeah.
It did a great.
Very smart move on your part, Universal.
Visuals.
I'm going to give that
I
one.
also gave it 10.
I thought it had great visuals.
It
You
sure
saw
did.
the guns,
The blood.
those blood effects were
I loved
insane.
it.
Okay.
Seeing that hand
It
getting
was
so
smashed,
good. The blood
the
effects-
head
so
getting
good.
smashed.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 10 because of the blood.
Hell yeah.
But
Blood.
I wish that they had figured out a way to utilize the seaplane.
I think the
I
seaplanes.
do too. I was like, no
So-
plane, dude?
Last time I went to Universal, the seaplane was out of commission.
Oh, that's sad.
How
That's
long
my
ago was
favorite
that?
part.
That was in February.
It shouldn't have been out of commission
Wait,
that
what-
long.
Yeah.
Like it should still have been working. Like
Well, you guys went recently too, and did you guys get the seaplane?
we didn't go. We went. We didn't go see Waterworld then.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure it's been working since then.
maybe. But
Yeah.
either way,
That's the coolest part.
Yeah, I think if they had utilized the plane, like it still gets a 10 because it's so original and because of the blood effects and stuff like that and all the lasers, and it was fantastic. But the seaplane would just make it that much cooler.
the party at the end, everybody's partying.
I
and
loved all
rejoicing.
dancing,
I
like,
loved it.
yes.
Like you wanted to you're like, do we cheer for the villains? But like, they're like, I haven't
But it's
seen.
like, are they the villains?
And this kinda-
Nah.
They're just doing what
Fuck the
everyone
rich
else. Like
people.
I'm not really familiar with the Purge. I saw the first one. I have no idea what's been going on in it.
So I haven't seen all the movies, but
I've
I
seen
noticed.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I
You're
love
So-
Purge.
I might be wrong. You can correct me on this, but I know that you see later on in the Purge movies, it starts to segue in that there's a lot of corporate greed, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of corporate greed, and the Purge isn't standing for what it once was, and that's what this stunt show showed. Was like they're
And I
there to
like-
make a stand.
And I like
against,
that they flipped it, because it's always like in the Purge, the rich people are paying to like kill the poor people, and now these people are like, no, fuck that shit. Just because you got money,
exactly.
I'll kill you. Fuck
Yeah.
the rich people. I love that.
I
I'm
loved
all
it.
about that. So hell yeah,
So now, Brian, like I said, reliability to the source material for this one.
it was great.
I think it was pretty on spot for
Absolutely.
I feel like I can't rate it because I don't know it very well.
Oh,
which is fine. You could still say like on originality for you.
Okay, yeah, good point. I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 10.
I'm giving it a 10 also.
Hell yeah, I'm
Woohoo.
giving it a 10.
Good
So-
job, Purge Dangerous Waters.
I do have a question for you guys.
Yes,
Yes.
God.
Do you feel like the chainsaws are overplayed?
Absolutely,
Yes.
100%.
Because
Yes and no, because it's scary every time.
it's
So-
scary, but
Don't
I feel like
think
it's
so.
just an easy cop out for.
It
It is a
Totally
cop out
is.
for a scare, but that's the point. Is like there's nothing more scary than like all of a sudden just.
But that's why I gave it a low score, because I was like, oh, chainsaw, real original. Like,
Because I just remember when I went, there was just like a lot of chainsaws going
Yeah.
It's
on.
like at every horror thing.
If like
Put the chainsaws in there.
if you had a scare zone, or not a scare zone, if you had a maze. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. My foot still hurt from a few months ago. If you had a maze and everything was just like normal people jumping out of doorways and stuff, and all of a sudden a chainsaw popped out, I think that'd be way better than like a scare zone filled with chainsaws, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're expecting it, you hear it. Yeah. I think it's overplayed.
I feel like most places do that though, too. Like Knott's, right? And Six Flags, they
Six
all just.
Flags.
I'm glad that they didn't have it Universal. Are those stupid ass scrape plates?
Yeah, I hate those.
Oh,
When
Really?
they,
They didn't
when
have
they
them there?
run up and
Not
like
at
you
all.
see sparks come out of the ground, you're
I
just
hate
like,
that.
Magic
I
Mountain
agree.
or Six Flags does
I was
only
gonna
the
say,
straight
they do the
plates.
spark
Yeah.
thingies.
They're all
I-
about that. Just going down the hills.
It's not even scary. Like it looks cool. I feel like Knott's does it, but they don't overdo it. Whereas like Magic Mountain, I feel like relies on the scrape plates.
it's like they
Magic
just like
Mountain one
scooped up some
sucks.
guys from
We
the
live
X
and die
Games
by
or
these.
something like that.
Yes.
I would say it looks like they just like scooped up some guys from like the X Games and like threw some masks on them. Like go
They
do some
will
things.
do some like events where they'll have the scrape plate like jumping over things. You know, like it actually looks really cool, but it's not scary. It's just another sport at that point.
just like oh.
You just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop-ah.
Moving on to Blumhouse behind the screens.
So I feel like there's 2 parts to this.
There was 2 parts to this. I feel like, but we got to lump it together regardless. Which I know you probably don't. Do you want to grade it separately?
No, we have to lump it together
Okay.
because it is something you're waiting in line for.
All right.
It's true.
So, Blumhouse behind the screens. We got to all these Blumhouse movies, including the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's movie. There was a bunch of stuff on display from the movies, props.
Dude, those costumes were incredible. And I just want to
That's
take a
terrifying.
second to appreciate the Jim Henson Company for having practical costumes or robots, whatever they are, animatronics. I'm so happy. And they're
They
not
were very
using
cool.
CGI costumes.
They're cool.
No,
Oh,
and that's the
my-
thing about Blumhouse is a good chunk of their stuff is practical effects.
Right. I'm very, like, the heavens opened up when I saw those. I've been asking for this. Thank you.
Which
Yes.
is great because I feel like Blumhouse is going downhill for me, their movies.
Really?
Mhm.
Which one
I used
specifically?
to be just like a fan, but now I don't know, I'm an A24 girl, so.
Well, they came out with the Black Phone last year, and I felt like that was one of the best
That was
ones.
such
a good one.
That
Yeah.
was such a home run. Of
That
a
was
movie.
great.
I saw it
But-
twice.
But yeah, like there was so much stuff on display from like all their not all of their movies, but a good chunk of their movie. They had a lot of cool stuff. They had a little photo op area with the broken phone from the Black Phone.
They had 3 different cases, and one of them was a costume that the girl wore in The Invisible Man, and they had a costume one of the side characters wore in The Invisible Man, and they actually had the Invisible Man there.
Really?
It's
Yep,
dope.
it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. That little mini museum they did was awesome.
Yeah,
Now
if they had just done the mini museum,
That would have been okay for
like
me.
you don't wait in a line, you just walk through, see the
Yes.
museum, and then leave. And that's
Perfect.
honestly what I thought it was, and I was excited for just that.
Me too.
Mhm.
But
That
then
part was really cool.
Yes.
I enjoyed that part.
they need more of that.
So moving on,
Hmm.
and when we move into the theater, this is where we all got kind of disappointed.
We didn't just get disappointed; the whole theater was
Yeah,
disappointed.
they were all like, what?
Literally, okay, we'll get to
Okay.
that part.
So to give a quick rundown, we were seated down into the Kung Fu Panda theater,
Yeah.
whatever. We get a little mini clip show of Blumhouse movies. And then this actor goes and does this behind the scenes thing. You see it on the screen, and Megan kills him. And then these Megans come out, like, and they multiply and they do this dance number. The dance number was okay, but
And you think more is coming, which is what I was expecting. Like, oh, the lights are going to go out again.
Yes.
More characters are going to come out. They're going to go in the audience and like freak you out.
No.
No, that
it
was
was
it.
just a dance number.
It was
again.
like
dancing.
45 seconds of Megan's
it.
dancing, and then the lights came back on, the doors open, and the whole theater collectively went, huh? You could hear the confusion, and like that was what we waited an hour for.
Yeah,
Like,
what'd she say? Now is your time to run. And then the
yeah.
doors open. I
Cool,
was
thanks.
like,
I'm glad I wasted my time doing that.
sick.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm pretty sure everybody feels this way. It was a missed opportunity to promote Five Nights at Freddy's.
They also had
Yes.
such an opportunity in front of them with the seats that move. They have
I was gonna
seats
say, they didn't
that
even move,
vibrate, they
nothing.
move. Like they could have utilized this tool that they literally have and own, and they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Funny you said that because that was one of my complaints.
Yeah.
I was telling Kyle, I was like, the seats didn't even move, and that's what they're for. So it's like, that's weird.
It was such a that would have been a smart, at least like when the lights go out. I was waiting for the screams from people when the seats started vibrating, and nothing happened.
I honestly was hoping as soon as they showed the guy on the screen and the lights cut out for him when he was like on the screen, I was expecting just like in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, like you see like Freddy's face lights light up and like the music starts playing.
That would have been dope.
I was expecting that, and then like him getting wrecked by Freddy and them, and then like those curtains that they had on the side were gonna drop, and we are gonna see like just a little like Five Nights at Freddy's like
Yeah.
animatronic like show like them play.
They chose
Like it could have been
freaking
like one of those
Megan.
cheesy Chuck E. Cheese type things where they're just like if they just even played just a song from that or something like that.
Yeah.
Just something like original and fun like that. Like I
Lights
would have been
could've
happy
gone
walking out
out.
like, holy crap, those things are gonna wreck us later. or
Lights
something.
could have gone out. Megan could have popped on with dancing. Lights would have gone out again. We could have had the kids from the Black Phone. You know.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Like-
like, why
It
did you
was-
choose Megan?
But yeah, missed opportunity all around.
Well, I know that the Florida location, they also have a big Megan promo right now where they're having all the Megans dance around the park, and I think that they just are really like using that
that IP, or whatever.
yeah, exactly,
Not
as
a
a
fan.
promo tool, which is great, but it's just because they did that, it wrecked the whole rest of the experience.
Yes.
So whereas we're going with that is, what do you guys rate it?
I like if it was just the museum, it would have a 10. And with that, and then the seating area, I'm gonna be a generous God, and I'm gonna give it a 7.
What?
Just because I'm averaging, because it would have got a 2. It would have got a 2 out of 10 for the one thing, and then I'm combining it with the other one, which would have got a 10.
Matt, look at me.
What?
You're walking around. You're tired. You know that you have a
I
lot
got
of
to
houses
sit
to
down.
hit. Listen, you have a lot of houses to hit. Your friends tell you, hey, we're going to go wait in line for this. It says it's an hour, a little over an hour to get into this. You wait an hour. You finally get in there. 2 minutes of Megan's dancing. And then you have to leave.
But the museum was so cool. Okay,
know.
fine. I'll give it a 5. I'm holding on my 5.
Okay.
I found it sound like this is gonna be really mean. I give that shit a 1.
Oh,
A 1 because the museum part was tight, but the rest
No
of it,
generosity from Sarah.
I was so pissed. I was like, you make people wait in line for this bullshit. No,
I was girling out over the Five Nights stuff. I was just like, these were the ones that were in the movie, and that just like that set my bar so high. Like I was sitting there like, this is like I could walk away and like at least I got to see like up close the animatronics. And
That
all
was the only place we left that I felt disappointed when we left.
100%.
The one place I was disappointed.
What'd you give it, Sarah?
I'll give it a 3 because they had the animatronics there. If they didn't have them there, I would have given it easily a 1.
Okay, so
But I
Don't wait in line for it.
don't wait in line for that. And also, I think Universal can use this as an opportunity to make it a walkthrough experience from now on. And like, don't have an hour wait line for that. Just have people walk through, look at stuff. No sit down in the theater. Like
Agreed.
they just need a little museum for promotional tools. I think that'd be fantastic.
Yes,
So they had a good thing and then they ruined it with the last
they
part.
sure did.
okay. Visuals.
For that,
Yeah.
honestly, I give that a 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, I was not impressed.
No, it was really cheesy. And then also like the visuals are what, Megan coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a digital screen. I was really, really disappointed when the Five Nights at Freddy's clip quit because I was like, I really want to watch that.
I thought we were gonna get an extended clip of that, honestly.
Right.
Like the first minute or two of the movie. Or
Disney
like,
does that all the time. They'll bring people in and have them watch like the previews of their movies, but they're like long, like behind the scenes how they made it. And I thought they were doing that, and then all of a sudden it cut, and it's like, okay, cool. Like this better be worth it, and it was.
And it was not.
No. So I give it a 1.
Sarah,
I also give it a 1.
I'm giving it a 3.
That's okay.
That's okay, Matt.
I'm giving it a 3.
You don't have to feel bad for
Yeah, don't
for
feel
rating.
bad.
I just wanted you to remember there's an hour wait before you go in there.
I know. I just the museum, like honestly, like if we forget the Megan thing, obviously this thing's getting low scores because of the whole theater thing.
Right.
But that museum, honestly, it would have had a solid 10 for me.
100%.
Yes.
Okay.
That museum was
let's
tight.
give a quick disclaimer that museum was freaking awesome and it's a 10.
It
If
is.
you get there early enough and you have the ability to just go in there before the maze is really like before it gets dark and there's no line, yeah, absolutely go in there. And I think it would have been way better than what we saw happening.
Absolutely. I felt bad for those people that wait. I was like, do not waste your time.
So with that being said, reliability to the relatability to the source code. Source code
enables you to cross over into another man's identity.
I give it a 10 for relatability because it was Blumhouse.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So that's honestly, I think it doesn't redeem itself, but it was all Blumhouse. And I really did enjoy the grabber walking around outside.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So I enjoyed him a lot. That was a
I was
nice
like,
little
I have
treat.
like a crush on you. I don't even know what you look like.
Yeah, little Ethan Hawke
It's like,
man.
hey.
So we can all agree that at least relatability, it got a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They didn't pop
Easily.
a DreamWorks in there anywhere, so that was nice. They even changed the posters on the inside because it's a DreamWorks theater. So they typically have all the DreamWorks movies. They even changed all those out, which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool. So
That was a great touch.
Yeah, nice little add-on.
But tune in next episode where we rate the mazes here at Universal Halloween Horror Nights 2023. As
You
always,
don't want to miss this, guys.
as always, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and
Ding, ding.
that little bell thing and drop a comment if you guys went to Halloween Horror Nights this year and see if you guys had any favorites. See you next week.
Bye.
Ba-dum.